You're listening to After the Review.
After the review.
After review, the ruling on the field is confirmed.
It is so hard to watch.
I bet it is. I bet it is. It's tough.
The thing is, I'm not sure anybody know what the problem is. I'm not week to week. Like, you would think after a couple weeks, Andy and then would figure out like a couple things to do, but like, just not it. Like, they haven't. Like, the only bright side you could look at it is that they haven't put a full game together of like everybody just clicking on all cylinders. But even like them putting like, they always would play like half games here and there, and like, you knew that was my biggest thing about them.
Yes,
they would play good in one half, but now it seems like they don't even put like half a game together. They put like just patch it together, like plays here and there.
It's so tough. It's hard to watch. They're such a good team. They're such a good. Like, what was that text we said? He was like, I think you and me could scheme up. We could scheme up like 40 points on this offense. It's not difficult.
It's not difficult. I never thought I would say this, but I think they kind of miss Samuel Watkins. It's really weird. Like, he's hurt right now again, so he would have been hurt for them anyway. So,
obviously, he's always hurt.
He's always hurt, but like, that's a weird thing. High people just always hurt too. But like, I think they miss him. Like, Mecole is not like that guy. He talked about it all off season about like being like
he's
the
gonna
guy.
He's gonna be the guy.
Yeah, he's gonna be like the number 2, but he hasn't been like. And like the other guys are just like out there like as a head coach. I don't even think OBJ is a head coach, but I think they really need OBJ. But he's not even on the list. That's unfortunate.
He said, I don't know. Nick Wright said they're getting OBJ. He's offering him free barbecue. He's
like OBJ. Like, Josh Gordon was not the fix, and I think that's the reason why they got Josh Gordon. They're like, we need him. Like, Josh Gordon can't catch. You can tell he hasn't played football in like however long.
For years.
Every year. It's like he dropped a touchdown pass 2 weeks ago and turned into an interception, and then he dropped the pass this week. Was like a second down. I don't know, but it's just like too many drop passes. Just dudes not like Kelsey dropping passes.
Kelsey's.
Like, that's when you know. That's when you know things are going bad, and like Kelsey dropping passes, and it's just like it seems contagious, really. So
Kelsey's kind of in his feelings. He's in his feelings. He feels like. I also heard they partied their ass off all off season. Like, they were just partying, even though they lost the Super Bowl. They didn't give a shit.
Were they?
That's what I heard. That's what the rumor mill is.
I didn't hear that. Also, Pat, it does have a newborn. I don't even know if that's an excuse.
Yo, my man Pat down bad. Did you see that video at the where they were? Did I send that to you? Where they were at like the Mexican restaurant, and his brother and his wife were trying to do like a TikTok at the table, and that man is just sitting there, and she's trying to get him to look at the camera, and he's like just eats this most depressing chip I've ever seen. I'm like, I've eaten that chip before. We've all been like, where you're like, he's contemplating his life. He's like, where is my life right now?
No, I haven't seen it.
Oh my god! I'll send it to you. It's bad. But then they do another one where he's just sitting in the background alone, and they're standing up, and she's like twerking at the camera and stuff. It's like, he needs to get them out of his life. Like, they're just clout chasers. Those two. His wife's bad. His brother is the worst human being on the planet. I think that's a safe assumption at this point. He's
it seems like he's just a chill brother or husband, which is fine.
He's down bad. Like, my man's just down bad. I can see it. That's a man beaten by life.
The wife's not going anywhere. I got a kid. She's not going anywhere.
She trapped him. She got his ass. But
I mean, not really though, because she's like high school sweetheart type of stuff. So.
But you saw what Russell. It's just hard when you're that famous though. You saw Russell Wilson. He dumped his. It got a celebrity.
It's hard when you're that famous all of a sudden and you don't know how to handle it. Like, you just like. And you let other people, like, how am I describing? Like, his wife just took it and ran with it, and he didn't say, like, stop. He just, like, whatever.
The Twitter stuff is bad. Like, just tell her, like, get off of Twitter. Stop. I'm not letting Jackson come to any more games first of all, after he dumped the drink.
Brothers. Yeah.
He dumped the drink on the Ravens fan, which was a dick move, because the guy didn't even say anything. He just started filming him and laughing.
Yeah, that was a fucking.
And then he stands on the Sean Taylor Memorial I'm done with him. I'm done.
Yeah.
And his excuse was, oh, I didn't know we couldn't stand there. The thing is literally cordoned off by 4 damn chains. Like, what do you had to go over a chain, bro. Come on.
Yeah, I did go. And also the guy who's standing there like, fucking secure watching it. He's not doing anything. Like, what are you there for? Why am I paying you?
My man's cashing a check, okay? He's trying to watch the game, cash a check.
Like, those are the people, like, I don't want to say I deal with at work, but those are the people that, like,
you kind of deal with at work.
Yeah.
Hey,
it's just like, why are we? You're just here to get paid. I understand that, like, at least do half your job.
It's those, hey, I like those security guys. They're usually good at baseball games. They're sitting down the aisle, and then they got to sit on the field in between.
Those guys are pretty locked in.
Yeah.
Those guys care.
Yeah,
those are the guys who care.
You can't let somebody run into the field. You get in trouble if somebody runs onto the field.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you lose your job. And those guys take their jobs too seriously. I dealt with those guys for a different event, and they took their job way too serious. They got a little attitude problem with me.
Oh,
they didn't like that I was telling them what they had to do for the day.
Terrell,
I mean,
you gotta bulk up, man. You need to be, bulk
no,
up.
like
be an intimidating presence.
Fine. It was fine, but like they just they called an attitude, and I was like, whatever, dude. Like, I'm not I didn't sign you up to do this. You should use extra help. This is not
my fault that you're here. Sorry.
Yeah. So
that sucks.
Yeah.
So yeah, my man Patrick down bad. So you were out watching the Monday night game. You said that was
Yeah. So I was out. Yeah, I was out watching the Monday night game. I've got like these people I oversee. The college students.
The children.
We hang out quite a bit.
I saw. Why you were in you were in Bozeman, Washington, to watch that team over there. That
Yeah, I was in Pullman.
It's Bozeman. Stick to the script. You don't watch our show with Scott. Clearly, it's Bozeman.
No, Bozeman. Why is it Bozeman?
Because Scott thought it was Bozeman, and then we're running with it. It's now Bozeman, Washington. I knew it was Bozeman, Montana. We couldn't remember Pullman. We got Pullman, but yes, now it's Bozeman. Yeah. Good team. Good team up in Bozeman.
Pullman is honestly. I thought we lived in a college town. Like I thought a college station is a college town. Don't get me wrong, but going there,
it's in the middle of the woods, isn't it?
It's just like in the middle of nowhere, and it's literally like people like walk, like not that you can't walk to Kyle Field, but like I don't know, people don't really. I mean,
people walk. It depends.
People walk, but people literally like they go hard there, and like you can walk everywhere, and it's just like literally the town's only built for the college, and like that's it. Like I feel like I'm not describing this right, like, but like
it's kind of like
it was just quite
yeah.
Kind of like what?
Stillwater. I was gonna say like Stillwater because I know Stillwater's like that. Like Stillwater has more students or more people at the football game than people that live in this town.
Yeah, and
Saturdays.
Like to get an Airbnb there is like ridiculous. Like you could like literally ball hard if you just like were like, hey, I'm gonna buy a couple like places, rent them out either to college students or Airbnbs for just like the college like weekends or whatever. And then like because like we stayed in an Airbnb with like 8 or 9 people, like 2 bedrooms, 1 bathroom, and it was like $300 a night like, for the 2 of us.
Oh,
like it were 2 nights. Like, come on, like really? So, quite an experience. I'm glad I went. Would I go back again?
Probably not. It sounds like a problem.
For the right game, yes. Just to go, probably not. I could be talked into it though. If my boy Jeff Banks gets a job there, I'm definitely going to visit the monkey.
He's got to leave the monkey. No, he's not allowed to have the monkey. He's got to leave the stripper and the monkey. Can't have them. Cannot have them. What? Can't bring the monkey. This came out. If they give Banksy the job, they cannot give he cannot bring the stripper and the monkey.
You just can't bring the monkey and the strippers attached. Is that what that is?
I think that's what it is, but like you're not allowed to have emotional support monkeys in Washington.
Someone already looked this up, huh?
Yeah, somebody was saying this. Some shit. He's like, if he has a decision, it was like if Jeff Banks gets offered the job, he has a decision to make because he can't bring the monkey to Washington. You're not allowed to have a monkey in Washington, I guess.
Wow.
I think that's great.
I think they'll figure something out if he gets the head coaching job. I don't know. Like I guess he would get like a $2 million increase raise. I was like, I don't know if he's getting paid more, but
Hey, I did see when you were. I was very proud of you when you were at that game. You were sending me snaps at 10 o'clock in the morning drinking. I was like, my man is about to go hard. What time's this kickoff? I mean, it was an afternoon kickoff, but I was like,
it was a 12:30 kickoff. But yeah, it was like it was one of those things. Like, I guess I didn't go to the right game. I guess a better game is more of a night game for them because they do the old SEC thing. They literally drink all day and then go to the game. And then they keep drinking afterwards. But my crew tapped out pretty early. I was feeling upset.
Dang.
Because I know how to pace myself. I don't like go so hard. I just casually.
You were a professional. I taught you well. I'll take pride that I taught you how to drink when you were a young pup.
And they like rev the engines up early, and then like by the time like it was
we know
7 o'clock.
We all know those sloppy people.
Yeah.
I don't want to be sexist. It seems to be the ladies. The ladies tend to dip their toes in a little too heavy early in the morning, and they're not ready for this endeavor.
They like to show that they're getting after it, and then
they're dead by the first quarter, and they're throwing up in the bathroom, and they want to go home. And I'm not. They're not ready for that life. So we talked about Monkeygate. How you feel about your boy Sark? It's not going well.
Oh man, it's not going well. But on the flip side, there's a lot. Well, I'm an optimist, and I like to give to a fault. I just think I think if you're gonna take some away from blowing all these games, is that last year these teams weren't even in these games. They were just getting straight up beat, right? They really went in. I guess they're always in the Red River. Is it Red River battle?
Red River Showdown. It's the Red River Shootout. We know Red River Rivalry. It's the shootout. It's the Red River Shootout. But
I'm glad you knew I was getting there. Getting there with
that. It's too offensive to say shootout apparently.
But they've always in those games. But these games they've been blowing. I feel like last year they weren't even in these games, and they were just getting. And I could be wrong. I could totally be wrong.
But the conference is so bad. It's not like it's a good conference.
Yeah, it's a lot to take from a first year. It does not. Okay, let me start off. It doesn't look great. Does not look great at all.
The quarterback, he can't quarterback. Oh, hold up. He's supposed to be a quarterback whisperer, and he's switched quarterbacks 3 times now. And
is he back to who's he?
He benched Casey Thompson and went back to Hudson Card this weekend, in the middle of the game. So maybe Hudson Card again. So it's kind of a dumpster fire.
Casey Thompson didn't look half bad, did he?
He's been looking bad, I guess, enough because he hasn't been good in second halves. But he pulled them in this game against Iowa State because they were up 7-3 at half, and he pulled them. Or he pulled them, and then Hudson Card scored a touchdown. I think Card scored the touchdown for them. So yeah, he pulled them, and now. But
you can't be doing that. I truly don't think you can do that. Coming from I watched it first. I think it's at some point you just gotta ride with the guy, and you gotta wait till it gets so bad that he makes you.
Well, I guess he said at that point he did because he blew 3 straight double-digit leads in the second half. They had blown 4.
I guess that's it's not all on the quarterback. Come on now.
No, it's on the play. It's on the coach. If the coaches are the ones that manage. I mean, especially if you're the play caller. He's the play caller. You got to protect those leads. That's a coaching thing. It's not, especially the Oklahoma game. The Oklahoma game was a disaster. You let Caleb beat you, and you can't do that. And he started on a bad foot though. He let the boosters make the call on Hudson Card to start the season, and he should have never started Hudson Card ever.
Oh, really?
Yes.
He didn't want Hudson Card?
No, as a freshman, compared to Casey Thompson as a freshman, there was no way because Casey Thompson was so much better when he came in. Hudson Card was a fresh kid. They wanted.
Sorry, I don't know.
It was all the boosters apparently because Hudson Card's from Lake Travis. Hey, play Lake Travis, kid. That shit. Texas is run by the boosters. Everyone loves this bullshit about how Texas is a top 5 job or whatever. I'm like, it's not because the boosters run you. That's everything we've heard out of the last 3 coaches. The boosters run this team, and really good jobs don't have that problem. I don't see the boosters at A&M running the show for Jimbo.
I feel like everybody has their boost. I feel like there's probably one place where the boosters don't run the show, and we all know where that's at.
Alabama.
I feel like the boosters have somewhat input in some form of fashion.
It feels, but everything I've heard is they like run the show. They control the AD. They make roster moves and shit like that.
Interesting.
Yeah, they're like above and beyond what you would expect out of a booster. Like Oklahoma got boosters. They ain't got boosters like that. I mean, Lincoln's making the call.
But that's it. I guess like once you get to a point where like you start winning, people start shutting up and just let you do your thing. And Texas hasn't been there at that point. Like all these other schools we've named, they've been winning, and so like people are like, oh well, there's no need for me to step in. And Texas, and maybe that's the problem. Like just literally too many cooks in the kitchen. They got guys, it's got talented kids to play. I just don't know what it is, honestly.
I don't know how they're gonna. If you're doing this in the Big 12 every year, how are they going to compete in the SEC? Like, they don't stand a chance.
Yeah, I don't know. I honestly don't. To be living up here, I don't pay attention to Texas football that much.
See, it's losing. Yes, it's losing its brand.
It's not losing its brand because I walked past a random bar the other day and had a Texas flag hanging up, and I got really mad. I know. It's one of those things, like, it could be bad, it's all get out. It's just like the Dallas Cowboys. The Dallas Cowboys have been bad. Well, before this year, they've been so bad for so long.
No, they've been average, though. They haven't been bad. They've been average is the problem. Like, they hype them up to be great. The Cowboys are at least average. They're in the playoffs periodically. You know, it's not, especially with Dak. I mean, Dak's been in the playoffs 3 times.
I guess that's true.
So
I think some of those national power brands, it's like no matter what, it's just gonna like
they're recruiting kids who haven't been alive that when Texas was good. Like Texas hasn't been good since 2009. They haven't even been competent since 2009. These kids weren't alive at this point. You know?
I think Stark will somewhat get them
if they let
right
him.
Away.
If they let him,
yeah. If they fire him after 1 year, that's ridiculous. No one's taking that job if you get fired. If they fire him after 1 year,
if they lose to Kansas this weekend, I could see him getting fired.
Okay, if they lose to Kansas, maybe. But still, though, even if he gets fired after this one, who do you expect? Like, you're gonna have to go find some assistant who's like, I'm gonna take this chance on this job.
They'll hire Mac again. They'll just go hire Mac again.
No one in their right mind would. I mean, I shouldn't say no one in their right mind. There's plenty of people who would take the job because it's a job. But like, to know you could get kicked out in 1 year, you're like telling the wife and kids, like, yeah, this is just a rental. We're not buying a house here, for sure.
I mean, they're not going to be bowl eligible. I don't think they have to upset somebody at the end of the year.
Yeah, unfortunately, I've watched too many bad football teams.
You're used to it, so you are getting used to it. The state of Washington is not good at football at all.
No, I have not watched a good football game with my own two eyes in person this year. It's sad to say, and I guess I need to travel down south a little bit.
Yeah, you gotta come to where we play real football.
I've been to a Seahawks game. I've been to all the UW home games, and I've been to one Washington State football game. And the games have been interesting. Nonetheless,
they were close with Oregon in the first half, weren't they?
It was the first half was a solid game. It's supposed to be the coach shoved somebody. I don't know.
He did because the player. Okay, they want to fire him. This is very clear. They want to fire him. He got suspended.
Look it up.
Today.
I have not seen it.
The player got called for a late hit, and they were like pulled him over, and he got into his face, and he kind of shoved him. But he got called for a late hit. Like, he was chewing his ass for doing something stupid. They're suspending him for the game this week. They're using that as an excuse to get his ass fired.
They want him gone?
They want him out, apparently. Because they posted something about tweets or some shit he said earlier, too. And they want him out. They don't like Lake at all. They want him gone.
I know all the students want him out, but students are just always want everybody out.
Students want everybody out. That is fair.
Yeah.
But students aren't always wrong. So,
oh shoot.
What? You watching the video?
No, they fired the offensive coordinator.
Yeah, they fired them today when they suspended him.
They fired the OC?
Yeah, they fired the OC and the offensive line coach.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they fired. They want him out. I'm telling you, they're using this as a plot. This is all a scam.
Yeah, someone did tell me today that I don't know why we're talking about you. Like, we don't need to talk about you guys. But like, they're using this as probable cause to fire him.
Oh, I'm sure they are. Anybody to get out of any sort of contract. But yeah, I don't. Okay, can we talk about Oregon? How the hell is Oregon ranked 4? That team lost to Stanford. Stanford is dog shit. That team is so. The Pac-12 is so bad. How the hell do they have Oregon ranked 4 in the committee? I don't get that one.
I mean, they beat Ohio State, and
the Big Ten is showing how overrated they are since they can't beat goddamn Purdue. Purdue is just slaying top 3 teams left and right over here. I mean, come on.
I mean, I think that's it. They ran the table in the Pac-12 outside of Stanford, and
Stanford is so Terrell. We could get 12 guys, maybe beat Stanford. After what I watched them against after I watched them against Utah and UW back-to-back weeks.
Someone explain this to me. Who's 5 right now?
Cincinnati's 6. Ohio State's 5.
So essentially, what they did. This is what I heard and explain. They said put Oregon 4 because they know Oregon. They're gonna put Oregon 4 so Ohio State can just jump them later and be like, oh look what we did. Ohio State,
Lost to them
won the Big
and
lost to them and jumped them, and somehow they played it. Well, the thing is, Oregon doesn't have anybody ranked to play anymore, so that's what it was. Okay, they don't have anybody ranked to play anymore, so all they're gonna playing is non-ranked teams, and they're gonna be like, hey, look, Ohio State beat who at Purdue this weekend. Who's ranked? Is Purdue ranked?
No, Purdue has 3 losses. They don't have. Okay. They're only gonna. No, Ohio State's gonna beat ranked Michigan State and Michigan.
Okay, yeah, so they're gonna beat ranked Michigan and Michigan State, and they're gonna be like, listen, Ohio State jumps Oregon, and Oregon's gonna fall out, and that's gonna take care of that. And I think that's what they did. And right now, it's our first initial rating is that we need to go off that Oregon beat Ohio State, this and that. So I think it's gonna work itself out because Oregon is literally has to be perfect, and they
have to blow teams out too. I think
they do have to blow teams out. I do think they do need style points. I don't think what they did this weekend is helped them.
Same with Cincinnati. Cincinnati needs style points, and they were pathetic against.
I don't think Cincinnati gets in even if they win out.
I have a wrench for you since we were so close, but LSU proceeded to run the 8 most inept plays in a row against Alabama to win that game.
I missed that because you text that, and what was I doing? I was working the UW game. Okay, I was working the UW game, so I missed it. So you're gonna have to
replaying over here.
Dude, I was working so much. Okay, anyways, I'll let you go to Alabama and I'll talk about that.
No, I mean, LSU ran 8 straight terrible plays. They had first and goal at the 8, and they ran 4 terrible plays. I'm okay with going for it because they were down 6 with 6 minutes left instead of kicking the field goal. You go to take the lead. You don't know when you're going to get back down to the 8-yard line because they busted a huge run to get down there. Terrible. Yeah. They get the stop. They strip sack Bryce Young. They get the ball they're at Alabama's 40, and they proceed to run 4 terrible plays in a row again. So it was just a disaster. But I was going chaos. I'm here for the chaos because if Bama slips up, A&M's gonna rue the day we lost that game to Mississippi State. That's the season for us. But
what happened in that game?
Just Calzada blew. Calzada was horrible. Simple as that. We lost 26-22. Calzada was inept at quarterback, and I wanted him.
Go ahead.
I wanted him gone. I was ready to ship him off the team. I wanted him to transfer at that point.
He's gotten better though.
But then all of a sudden they say Haynes King isn't coming back, and he becomes a little bit more competent. Still not great. Yeah. As tough as
How bad is my boy Eli Showers?
They moved from a tight end.
Yeah, how bad is he? No way. Is he getting? I don't know. We'll see. We'll see in the offseason because if Jimbo legit makes him play tight end, he'll probably transfer. There's no way this kid's just gonna give in and play tight end.
He might if we're a good team. Jimbo makes good tight ends though. That's the whole thing. If Jimbo sees you,
the kid is not built to be a tight end. He's. I don't know. Anyways, maybe he just.
Yeah, I don't know.
Maybe that's a way for him to learn the playbook or learn some things. I'm not too sure.
But I'm here for the chaos play. Like I said.
Okay.
Auburn beats Bama in the Iron Bowl. Very doable. Aggies win out. Aggies beat Georgia, win the SEC.
I'm here. Are we going to Georgia? Are we going to Atlanta if they get an SEC championship game?
No, because I don't want to witness that. If we beat Georgia, we can go to the playoff game. If we beat Georgia, we go to the playoff game. I'm not ready for that. It might get real ugly against Georgia.
No, it probably will, but think about it. And it doesn't matter. And it's fine if it gets ugly versus Georgia. But how many – I'm not going to say this. I don't want to say this in a negative way. But, How many times are we really gonna get the opportunity to watch A&M play in the SEC championship?
It's coming around, Terrell. It's coming.
It is. I mean,
we just landed the number one recruit in the nation.
Number 2, but
no,
okay.
He's number 1 on ESPN.
Is he really?
Yes, he was the number 1 recruit.
Okay. Anyways, besides the point, like, I think we got to take the opportunity, especially the first one. I think we take the opportunity, and then once we get to the point where we're like Alabama, when we go every year, then maybe we take a couple years off. But I think if they actually make it, we should go. I'm about it, regardless of how the outcome goes. I think it's a great experience. I think it's a great time. The stadium's awesome. Atlanta's cool. It'll be a good time.
Ugh.
So if you're there for the chaos, I feel like we should go all the way.
But what if chaos does happen? Like, we're in, right? If we win out and win the SEC at 2 losses, gotta be.
Oh yeah,
you gotta put them in, right? Just because they beat Bama and Georgia.
And I will. Yes, and I'll be the biggest A&M fan, and no one will ever tell me nothing. No one will be able to tell me anything for like up here in the Pacific Northwest for like a month.
If we pull that shit off.
Like, yeah.
Hey, I'm just so mad. Like, oh my god, because this was the year to get a crack at Georgia. Because I think we have the game plan to beat Georgia. You're not beating Georgia in a 28-31 game. You're beating Georgia in a 17-10 game.
Can we run the ball against Georgia though?
No, but our defense is good enough to not let Georgia's offense score. And that's where you beat Georgia. Like, can you manage enough offense to beat Georgia barely? Like I said, nobody's beating Georgia 31-28. It's a 17-10 game that's beating Georgia because their offense is good enough to match the defense shutting people out, you know? So
yeah.
If Georgia's never getting in a shootout, and if you get in a shootout with Georgia, you're going to lose that game. Georgia will stop you. They're the best college defense I think I've ever seen. They're scary.
Yeah.
Those dudes are scary.
I saw a video the other day. They're like, dog, we weren't supposed to give up 7 points. I was like, what?
Yeah, they were like, my man was talking about the, I think it was before the Arkansas game. He was talking about the mentality of the defense. Like, he's like, we don't give a shit if we're playing the New England Patriots. They ain't getting in the end zone. And then the running back from Arkansas was like clowning him, and my guy ran for like 30 yards against them on like 10 carries. He was doing nothing. And he had a fumble. I was like, good luck. And Arkansas got shut out, basically, I think, in that game. So, yeah. I don't think anybody's beating Georgia, though. I think that's a pretty safe bet, don't you think?
Yeah, I'm pretty confident that no one's going to beat Georgia, but they're going to slip up somewhere. They're going to...
Where? They don't have any... The only place they're not slipping up against Georgia Tech, and they're not...
No, I think... No, I'm talking more like college football play. I know you're gonna hate this, but I see where Georgia might come to a fault, and I see the team they could do, and I think it's Ohio State.
That offense cannot move the ball against Georgia. There's no way that offense is beating them.
But I think the thing is, Georgia's like, if they have any weakness on that defense, it's the back half, right? It's the back forward, those secondary guys, and I think that's literally Ohio State's strength is the receivers. They're so good. They got 2 NFL first rounders on there, and they've got another dude who's really good. And
the problem is they can't block it up though, and
they can't. I know,
but Stroud is like not good enough yet. He's fine. He's not there yet.
But I'm even saying anybody who can give him a shot, like Anthony Brown and Oregon are not gonna be able to run the ball the way they do against them.
They're gonna be slower.
I mean, yeah, and Bama's probably the best case, but we don't. How many times do we want to watch that game? I only want to watch it once, and that's cool. I guess it's really good if we could watch it multiple times. Who else is good? I don't even know who else is good.
Nobody. It feels like it's Georgia, a very wide margin, probably Bama, and then another pretty decent margin. It feels very overwhelming how good Georgia is compared to everybody else.
Could Caleb Williams? But the thing is, it's like, I don't know. Is Oklahoma offense like? I don't know.
No, it's been flat all year. Well, we'll see. They're gonna get if they run the table. They'll get
this weekend's be a good one.
Baylor looked like shit against TCU though.
Yeah, they won, right?
No, TCU won. Yeah, Baylor lost.
Baylor lost.
Yes, Baylor lost. So I got to deal with that.
There's that.
They're done. Okie State, maybe they're gonna have to beat Okie State, Baylor, or Iowa State twice.
Okie State's not like. They're just, to me, they're just like, oh yeah, we just beat everybody on the schedule.
Well, that's what that's what pisses me off about the damn Big 12. And it's every year, and nobody listens to me. And now we're starting to see. We'll finally see it. Maybe. People will wake up to this shit. They backload their schedule. The only big game they play early is Texas-Oklahoma because it's always played early October. They backload the schedule with the good teams. Oklahoma plays Oklahoma State the last game of the year, and they always they work it so they're playing the good teams late. Play Iowa State, Baylor, Oklahoma State the last 3 games of the season. So all of them have beaten the shit out of the bad teams in the Big 12, and now they got to play each other, and they're just going to start knocking each other off. And they hope Oklahoma comes out unscathed because a 2-loss Baylor, a 1-loss Okie. You're going to put a 1-loss Okie State in? I guess if you beat Oklahoma twice, you can put them in.
I guess. I mean, it depends how much you value Oklahoma, right?
That's true. I mean, they say they don't value them. They don't value the Big 12, clearly, at all. Yeah. They're telling Oklahoma, you need to get to the SEC to value your in-conference regular season games. They don't feel no heat from Kansas State and Kansas. And
who else is up there? We got,
nobody.
Touched. I feel like no one, like...
Notre Dame, no. Wake is lost, so no. I mean, we should be in the top. Michigan State, no. Michigan, no.
I mean, one of those teams is gonna.
It's gonna be the one.
Kind of right.
Yeah, it's gonna be the Big Ten.
I mean, at this point, Oregon doesn't look half bad, to be honest with you.
I can't put a team in that lost to Stanford after I watched Stanford lose 58-7 to Utah. I can't watch that. I can't do it.
Yeah, you're not wrong. Utah's pretty good though. Not like
they're like 500. They're not ranked.
Like they're not. I mean, I didn't mean good like that.
They're okay.
They're like okay. Like they're like good for the Pac-12.
Hey, they're no Purdue.
Yeah. Scott Frost keeping his job. I'm glad he's keeping his job.
Hey man, he's the king of moral victories.
I mean, what else is Nebraska gonna do? They might as well hold on to Scott Frost for another 10 years. Like they're not gonna get anybody that much better, to be honest.
They got 3 single-digit losses. I heard every loss is by 1 score. So I guess they can.
I mean, you might as well just let the guy just keep coaching. I mean, he's a legend. That's why I always hate when. Now we're just going. I'm going.
Yeah, that's going
off.
Yeah,
but I hate when guys get like their first job is like the school they went to,
like Cliff.
Like, because like it's going to end poorly. Like it's just like you got to know like you don't think about that when you like, oh yeah, I accept the job, but you got to know like, hey, this is probably not going to end well, and like the how I feel about this school is going to get tarnished a little bit.
Maybe
I feel like you should ride out. You should come back. Like if was it Dabo like went to Alabama after being at Clemson for a little bit. Like yeah, it's just probably gonna work out better than it did because he already has his like pedigree. So like even if he doesn't do that great at Alabama, they're always gonna remember Dabo from Clemson.
I'm not hiring. God, what do you do when Saban retires? Like that's the real question. Do you go?
I hope he has a boy and then raises him.
Well, no, but you gotta go with somebody that you expect that you want to go with somebody that you don't want to be the guy to replace the legend. You want to be the guy that replaces the replacement. You want to be.
No, I don't think you have a buffer there. I think
you don't think you put Bob. You sacrifice Bob. I think that's a good sacrificial lamb because everybody hates Bill O'Brien as it is. So you can just put Bob in there for a year or two, and they don't win the West. Both those years.
Fire him?
Yes, and then you fire him and hire Dabo because Clemson's starting to go. Clemson doesn't rebound or whatever. They don't go rise back to what they were.
I think you just. You're right. Like just that. Like, but I think if you're like, think about if you were a coach like that. Like, you wouldn't give 2 rats like that. You'd be like, I'm that guy. I'm gonna do what Saban did. And
I'm not gonna argue that. But have you seen what the West looks like? Like. Let's assume, how about this? Let's assume Arch Manning goes to Ole Miss. Ole Miss is now a easy top 5 team. Easy under Kiffin.
No, you're not wrong, but you're Alabama still, so like.
I get it, but Dabo has not coached well in big spots against great teams. And it'll have to be every week. I mean, look at this year against. His team is still pretty talented. He's been very underwhelming in the ACC. So if he doesn't have an elite NFL quarterback as his guy, what's he gonna do in the SEC against SEC West? No, against A&M, Ole Miss, Arkansas seems to be figuring out. I mean, everyone likes the head coach. They got a good.
Maybe what you do is Saban like a parting gift. Like, hey, can you brew up another Saban again for us? machine. You create one in your
In the
cobble
lab.
up machine before you leave. That's like it's like, hey, we don't like. It's like this is what you do. It's like, listen, we'll pay you whatever you want to get paid, and we'll let you do whatever you want around here. But all we ask is that you just make one another a clone of yourself before you retire.
Yeah, just
And
a
that's all
younger,
we ask.
just
Just a younger version of you,
The-
and then we'll be good to go.
They're gonna start investing in de-aging scientists to just genetically bring Saban back to 35, but his old man brain.
Or that. One or the other.
That might be a better investment, honestly. Just to keep his ass around.
I don't think anybody else is wired. I mean, do you try to steal Kirby from Georgia?
Kirby can't. If you win a natty at Georgia, that's a real tough leave.
But that's what I'm saying. That's Kirby's school, though. I guess
Yeah,
Kirby
you can't
went to his
leave.
first.
You can't.
He did the situation, but it's worked out for Kirby because he's been pretty good.
It's
That's the only scenario that where
Yeah.
it works out pretty well because he's been pretty good there.
That's true. And Kirby also, I don't know. I think everybody kind of knew Kirby was going to work. It's Georgia.
Yeah.
They don't have the highest expectations, and the SEC East is not anywhere near as good as the SEC West.
You might not like this, but do you give Jimbo a call?
It's hard. Okay. Can we get on the Jimbo LSU thing? That is not happening. I'll believe it when it's final.
Why is anybody talking about that?
It's so.
There's no way. There's no way he goes. There's no way.
Thank you.
I mean, okay. Well, hold on.
There.
Let me preface this that he is boys with Scott Woodward. Scott Woodward is known for
splash
hires. Like he's known for like doing the thing that no one else thought you could do. Or
but to be fair, he's only known for that because he got Jimbo to A&M. Like
no. He's known for that because he stole Chris Peterson from Boise.
Okay, that was but that was an eventuality, wasn't it? Chris Peterson was going to leave Boise State.
No, I don't think Chris Peterson was ever. I think he was truly content at Boise State.
You don't think he wanted a Power 5 job?
Why? He was beating the Power 5 schools.
But they were getting. I mean, they were getting hurt by it eventually, and he wasn't putting together the pedigree that he was, known for. He wasn't getting constantly to New Year's Six bowls. They weren't perfect, and obviously it worked at UW. He got him to the playoff. So
I mean, that's what I'm saying though. But like, he knew what kind of coach he needed at Washington, and the Chris Peterson was it, and it worked out. Some of the stories I hear that Chris Peterson was not ever thinking about coming to a Power 5 school, and somehow Scott Woodward convinced him to do it. I'm sure it helped that it was a Power 5 school, and it was Washington. And it was on the West Coast because he said he was going to stay on the West Coast. He was never going to go down there.
And he's still got it. He's got his recruiting pipeline still. It's like
he's got to recruit, but you could tell the dude's already out. Like he was just like burnt out. He wasn't like, he's not in it for all that other stuff. So that he also got the Baylor head coach down to LSU, splash hire. The Baylor women head coach.
No, that's fair. But we knew that writing was on the wall though that she was out at Baylor. Apparently after that UConn loss.
She said something else. I heard she's like actually
it was the shit about like the vaccine, I think, or some shit like that.
And I'm pretty sure she calls those girls some names that would not be tolerable in other places. Anyway.
Hey, she's like a football coach.
But like,
that's why they win.
Weird, her son played baseball there. Do you remember that?
I do not. He was good.
Yeah, her son was he was pretty good at baseball. Shortstop. I don't know if he plays for anybody right now. He might. I know how baseball works. It just you get lost.
You get lost in the farm systems.
Okay,
Anyways. So that's fair. And it's also only a talking point because A&M's dumbass didn't put a buyout in this new contract they just gave him. If there was a buyout, there was negative chance that he's leaving. LSU doesn't.
No buyout?
He doesn't have a buyout. There's no buyout for Jimbo.
I don't. Why would he? Like, why would he do it? Like, let's legit talk through it.
Yes,
real quick.
That's what I'm saying. Why would you stack up an in-division opponent to go to a new team? Like A&M is stacked with recruits right now, and you're not going to be able to flip everybody. I don't
think he's going. I legit don't. I think it's one of those scenarios like how Tomlin was like considered at USC, and I think it's one of those things like. And Jimbo said it. He was upfront about it. He's like, yeah, he talked to me, told him, he said I told him no. And he's like, there's not enough money in the world. Like, I just don't think he would ever do it. I think the reason why he left Florida State, and I don't think he would ever leave Florida State if the administration wasn't right. And I think multiple people have said that. And that's why he left. Or I feel like he never would have truly left. I think that helped the reason why he left. Because the administration was horrible while he was there.
And he's going to get anything he wants for the football program.
And I feel like
he's
the
got a blank
family
check.
has-
He's got a keys to the kingdom.
And he says he likes it here. He goes hunting, and the town takes him in. I don't see him going anywhere. It just doesn't make any sense to me.
And LSU doesn't have the money. Like, people think LSU has money because they got dudes in the NFL. Like, that's not real money, people. Wake the fuck up. That's not real money. NFL players do not have real money. We're talking money at A&M. Money. We're talking
shell money.
Yes. We have two CEOs on two Fortune 500 companies that are in the top 5 of 500 companies. We have 2 of them. It was like that whole shit with the NILs. It was like, why would anybody go to A&M? They're going to sign an NIL with Dixie Chicken. It's like, because we have 2 CEOs on 2 gas corporations that are going to write blank checks to people. That's why. I mean, come on. Let's be realistic here. LSU ain't got that kind of money. They can't compete with us.
Can they find it? Probably, maybe.
They're paying so many goddamn people, though.
Listen, also, like, you made a good point. Like, they forced... Okay, Ed O also forced himself out.
He did, but did they have a come-to-Jesus moment? Like, Ed, you need to stop this. We're giving you another chance. I don't know if they ever had that meeting, if they just decided, nah, he gotta go.
Well, also, when you get a new AD, the AD always wants his guy. I don't know what it is. Like, I don't know. What can we compare that to in life? Like when we were like, oh, we want our thing. Is it like if you... I
don't know.
As if you were to get like a new roommate. I don't even know.
I was gonna say, I'm sure women can relate. Like when they get a new boyfriend, they're gonna make it. I want him to do this. We're get rid of this habit, and we're gonna do this.
Yeah, I mean, like if I knew, or whatever. It's like I want a new boyfriend. I don't know. I can't really relate it to anything.
I know.
But I understand.
You want your guy. You want your guy.
You want your guy, and I think that's what it is. He had a chance to get out. He's like, I want my guy.
But you don't want that. Like I said, you don't want that kind of pressure in your life. They've fired the last 2 coaches that have won national championships. Like, that's not a good sign. You don't want that kind of shit in your life.
Les would have gotten fired and should have gotten fired, and he would have been way worse if they would have kept Les around. But anyways, you're right.
Fair.
Yeah. I don't think he's going. I don't know who takes that job. Mel Tucker's a name. I don't think they should go with another defensive guy. If it shows you anything, like I love defensive guys, but I feel like defensive guys hire these offensive coordinators who just are so vanilla. I'm like,
because defensive guys
finally figured it out. Like, I can't hire a vanilla coordinator anymore. Like, it's not winning games. Like, Kirby's getting by this year with a vanilla offense, which is fine. Like,
but he also doesn't have the quarterback and running backs. Like, his offense isn't as talented as it usually is. Like, he ain't stacked in the backfield like he normally is.
Yeah, I guess that's fair enough. But Mel Tucker, I mean, all Michigan State does is just run the ball. Like, not that anything is wrong with running the ball, but like these defensive-minded coaches, like, obviously understand that they want to run the ball, play good defense, but like,
they think, I can always get the stop. Like, we're not going to do anything on offense. We're not going to turn the ball over. They play scared. Essentially,
it drives me nuts. Like, I think what the thing about Ed O was that he was like, okay, I've got the defensive stuff kind of figured it out, like whatever. And he's like, let me go get some masterminds on offense and just blow this thing wide open. And
you think Joe Brady takes that job?
No, because I think Joe Brady
wants an NFL job.
Well, not that he wants. I mean, I think
he's gonna get an NFL offer. I can tell you that right.
That's what I'm saying. If you're gonna get an NFL offer, I don't see why you would even bother messing around with LSU unless you like the college situation better and you think you get more security there. But I don't know. I mean, maybe he takes a dabble at it. He gets some interest. He picks the phone up when Scott calls. I mean, of course you pick the phone up when Scott calls.
Because you can also leverage it. Who's going to have more money? It's close. Who has more money, a university or a multi-billionaire NFL owner?
It's going to be close. I don't know. Maybe, I don't know. I think if you know you're going to get NFL head coaching offers, then
you wait. But people are starting to sour on him. At least Panther fans are sour on him with their play calling. They saying it ain't all Sam Darnold.
Yeah, but Sam ain't...
He ain't helping, but they watched him. They were inept without Christian McCaffrey. They can't do anything without that weapon.
No, and I also think it's like one of those things that it's Matt Rule telling him, like, hey, let's just take care of the ball. Like, we play good defense again. Like, and I feel like Matt Rule goes in that case of guys of like, I want to play good defense and take care of the ball.
I don't know. Matt had some quarterbacks in his time, in college.
Yeah, but I mean,
sling it.
He did. I mean, that's right. He had PJ Walker and let him sing. I don't know.
He was
Maybe.
pretty
I could be
offensive
reading-
at Temple.
Yeah, I guess maybe I might be reading too much into it. But
Matt Rule's
I
not
don't
really
know.
an anything guy. He's just a football guy. He's just a football
He's a
guy. He's kind of like a
big
Harbaugh.
football.
He's just kind of a
Yeah,
guy.
football. Kind of a football guy. Kind of. I don't know. We'll see. Joe Brady. Who else? I mean, Bill O'Brien, obviously.
Nobody wants Bob.
But he was really good at Penn State. So
That's
after that
fair.
whole deal,
Not fair.
he was. I don't. I truly don't get how you would ever like. I've never met the guy, so I don't know how he is. But just hearing stories from him, watching him coach, like how could he ever go recruit college students, like if he could legit came to my house, and I should be grateful if someone would ever come to my house and offer me a scholarship. I don't think I could kick it with him. Like I legit don't think we would get along. I don't think you could. Bill O'Brien.
You mean the butt chin wouldn't just instantly turn you off? Like, did you hear? Well, I'm sure you heard this shit where he was like tagging the Texans because he thought he was going to take Belichick's job. He like that was some shit. Yeah, I'm with you on.
I mean, he's obviously smart. Bill hired him, so Bill's not hiring just anybody. I don't know. He hired Jed Fish, and Jed Fish is having a hell of a time down there in Arizona. Maybe my boy Solomon isn't the worst thing in the world.
Hold up, no, but someone stacked that roster with some bad talent. Those guys are not talented at all. Like,
besides the point, I don't know. I don't think I could build. I mean, but he did a good job at Penn State, so maybe I'm wrong. Who was? I mean, did he get Godwin at Penn State? He was there for that, right, or what?
I
didn't get one of those. Sean Lee, maybe one of those linebackers.
Probably Sean. No, I don't know. That timing was weird. That was just a weird situation.
But he wasn't there for long. He was there for like 2 years.
2 years, maybe? Yeah. And he said he was going to be there longer. He wants NFL gigs. That's I think his setup. He knows. Good with Bama, get you back into, good graces with people in high spots. Everyone's high on Saban.
I guess Deshaun's value has left. But if Deshaun Watson says you're not a good dude, I can understand Hopkins.
Deshaun Watson ain't no good dude. Calm down.
No, but I know, but I said Deshaun, his value is his credibility has left the building.
I don't know if I can trust anything I said about. Hey, I'm looking good about my Deshaun Watson takes from 2 years ago. I'm looking real good now.
Yeah, I don't know. Is anything could ever come out of that?
The NFL won't make a move on it. He's gonna get suspended for a year. He's technically not suspended. So
why would the Texans just freaking play him?
Because he won't play. He refuses to play.
No, they don't even make him active.
Because he won't show up. They don't want him in the building. Is the point? I think. I don't blame them. They don't want to need a cancer in that locker room. They're trying to set a culture, and.
Culture. Also, Tyrod's got it. I respect Tyrod, and I think he's got some unfair things dealt to him.
He's caught some bad beats.
He caught some bad beats, but I think it's time for him to take a backseat to David Mills.
Yeah.
Davis Mills.
Davis Mills. Not even a real name. It's a fake name.
I think he needs to take the backseat to Davis Mills. So what he did Sunday was not ideal, not even the slightest. And I say half of it because I played him in fantasy because I needed a patch starter, and it was bad. Like, Davis Mills at least would throw me a couple touchdowns. I don't know. He moved the ball. I guess Tyrod still had almost 200-300 yards passing, but it was bad.
Yeah, that was least of anybody's concerns. The Dolphins-Texas game, I don't think. The Eagles look like goddamn geniuses trading that pick. They got 3 top 10 picks right now. They look like geniuses.
Yeah, I don't know what they're gonna do with it. I think
is Hurts getting you where you gotta be, as you like to say.
I don't know. He was in that game. He was legit in that Chargers game. But
the Chargers aren't very good either. I don't think.
You don't think the Chargers are that good?
They're okay. They're very average. They underperform a lot.
I think you let him have one more year. But I think based off 2 things. I think him at quarterback is not the worst thing where they figured out they'll just run the freaking ball, which isn't wrong. They still don't have enough weapons on the outside. Literally, the only person who's good the only receiver that's good on that team is Devontae Smith, and he's the only one still getting open. I just don't understand.
Just remember that team did pass on Justin Jefferson and DK Metcalf.
Jesus, that's tough. I think you use those picks, you get whatever you need to do back end. It seems like the cornerback situation is still not great. Receivers, And then
There's definitely no quarterbacks in this draft coming up. It was a
That's what I'm
bad QB draft coming into the season. I've seen nothing from anybody who's eligible to get drafted this year. I mean, I don't even know who the top quarterback would be coming out.
hold on. Someone just sent us a dumb trade real quick. Let me just read this to you. In me and Riley's league, someone wants to trade us Evan Ingram, Mike Williams for Dalvin Cook and Terry McLaurin. Let me just go ahead and reject that one real quick.
It's gonna be a hard no for me.
I'm gonna screenshot this so if Riley asks what the trade was, I can show him. Yeah. Sorry, we were talking about the Eagles.
Yeah, we're talking about just college quarterbacks coming out. There's nobody
That's worth like me spending those picks on. I think you get better as a team in a whole. Because I do think they have some like you can see that they could be good. They have some slights, good points here and there. They still got a long ways to go.
The division's really bad too, minus the Cowboys.
Division. But they're playing the other teams good though. I know they're going to beat up on each other in New York and Washington football team and all that stuff. So, yeah, I do think Jalen's getting you where you want to go, and I think he's this year you just let him play, and he plays bad again, and he plays bad this year or whatever you do, and you just take that and you keep on rolling. But if he plays bad again the year after, I think it's time to cut bait, unfortunately. Which I don't think he's playing horrible. I don't think he's playing any level where he's going to take you to
where you need to be,
where you really want to,
where you want to be.
Yeah, where you want to be. But hey, he could. Well, it could turn around.
That's the same shit with Baker Mayfield, though. Like Cleveland feels the exact same way. Like Baker is getting a contract how they finish the rest of the season. That's simple. Yep. If they miss the playoffs, he's not getting re-signed. I buy that wholeheartedly, and I'd bet money that they go knocking on the door for old Kirk Cousins if Minnesota's having a fire sale, which it feels like we're about to have.
You think so? You said that last year, though.
Tell me if the Niners hadn't traded for Kirk Cousins, they wouldn't be a competing team. Kirk's been great this year. Can't. This is not Kirk over here. My man, nothing but clutch. Okay.
No, I'm not saying it's Kirk. I don't know.
The fan base hates him more than it. God, our fan base is hilarious because I'm on the fan boards, and it's like half the people say this is all Kirk Cousins' fault. Half the people say it's Mike Zimmer's fault. It's definitely all Mike Zimmer's, and Clint Kubiak is pathetic. Just these nepotistic offensive coordinator hires. His play calling is a joke. It's so bad. It's so fucking predictable.
You still want the guy from the Bills?
Yeah, Brian Dable. Well, first of all, we need an offensive head coach. Nobody talks about our DC, Andre Patterson. If we keep him, I like him a lot. I think he knows what he's doing on defense. He's more of an aggressive type guy on defense. Brian Dable, yeah, maybe. The Bills' offense hasn't looked great the last few weeks, though. So I don't know what that's about. Josh Allen's playing very mediocre.
Who else is going to be considered for head coaching jobs here?
Bieniemy, obviously.
Yeah, Bieniemy.
The NFL's making basically Bieniemy get hired. Someone has to hire him as a head coach next year. Is
Cliff going to have anybody come out of his little ring of people?
Todd Bowles coming out of Tampa.
Yeah.
Byron Leftwich. I wouldn't mind Byron Leftwich. I like what they do in Tampa. I like how they run that offense. I really do. I mean, Jameis Winston threw 30 touchdowns with that offense. Happened.
You're not wrong. Byron Leftwich is a good one.
Trying to think who's I don't know who's the DC in Arizona.
Joe Brady. Oh, Joe Woods.
Oh.
Is it Joe Woods? No, Vance Joseph.
Vance Joseph, that's who it is.
Is it Joe Woods or Vance Joseph?
I'm trying.
Black guy for sure.
Hold on. Chris Carter they tweeted a list. The NFL put out a list of minority candidates, and there was a few guys on there that were interesting. They're gonna say Leslie Frazier out of Buffalo.
It's Vance Joseph is the guy in Arizona.
Yeah, in Arizona.
I think he's got a good. I mean, obviously he'd want to shot at the head coaching job because he kind of got gypped. He's like there for 2 years and that was it. But I think he's got a good gig there. I'm pretty sure he has full autonomy over that defense, and I'm pretty sure Cliff just let him do whatever the hell he wants.
Well, some guys are better. Like we said, we know some guys are better coordinators than head coach. Like everybody wants to be a head coach. Not everybody's meant to be a head coach. Like Todd Bowles is definitely one of those guys. We saw him be a head coach in the Jets, and he was fine. He wasn't great. He's a much better defensive coordinator, though, when he's only got to worry about the defense side.
Like,
same with Leslie Frazier. It's like...
Do you think those guys have that, like... I don't know, would you have that mindset? Like, hey, like, maybe I'm just better at coordinator, or, like, do you always keep going back to the head coaching job?
It depends, you know. Some guys are smart, and they know, like, this is, you know, this is where I'm at.
Steve Spagnuolo?
Yeah, Steve Spags never got another head coaching look, and he's been a DC forever.
Rightfully so.
And there were some guys that were trying to think. You know, the guy who was in Philly for all those years, their D coordinator, he was never a head coach.
Jim Shorts?
No, not currently. The guy Jim Johnson, you know, when they were doing those crazy blitzes back in the 2000s, back when you were a baby, and they had Donovan McNabb.
Yeah.
But guys like that. I think like Todd Bowles is that kind of guy. Just be a D coordinator and shut people down.
Or you can be a, like, I don't know. I feel like you can take, like, when I take this, I call it the the new age of coaches, offensive coaches. Their approach is like, hey, I honestly could care less about what you do on defense. I'm gonna worry about, like, I care about
your
offense.
assistant. Yeah, your associate head coach, and you run the defense. You get full autonomy over the defense.
Yeah, and like literally, I'm gonna call plays, and I'm probably gonna figure out, wonder what the hell's going on defense, and then I'm gonna call timeouts, and you got to okay with me if you want a timeout, and like that's how these things.
Defense is not allowed to take timeouts. Defenses don't get timeouts. Defense is for the offense. Timeouts for the offense.
Are you Peyton Manning now?
I'm feeling it. I'm with Peyton Manning on this. I am a firm supporter of defenses don't get the timeouts. Okay.
I can't agree anymore.
Yeah.
First half, sure, I'll give you one. Second half, get your shit together, and
oh my god, the more and more football we watch, the more and more how bad coaches are with time management.
I'm telling you, they need a guy.
We need a timeout guy. We need a timeout guy.
They need a timeout and a time management guy. The guy, literally, I think it's a special team coach, because I think the special team coach can handle it. But because I don't think you need to hire a new guy, but if you need to, I think you should do it. You're
also a guy though that we're taking 5-yard You're taking a lot of 5-yard penalties though. You're a guy's like, no, we're taking a delay.
I'm taking the delay anytime in the second half. I tell my offense before we go back out. I said, hey, unless we're on the 1-yard line or like the two.
If you're in the red zone, like we need.
If you're in the red zone, we need to take. Like I was like, in between the 20s. You guys will figure it out. Seriously.
You'll manage 5 yards.
Yeah, you manage 5 yards. If we get inside the 20s, I'll consider it.
Well, you'll love this shit. You ready for this one? Zim pulled up a new one for you. Inside at the end of the first half. That's why the Ravens won this game. Ravens turned the ball over. We're in field goal range with 1:37 left. We have 3 timeouts. We run the ball on first down, gain 2 yards, and call the goddamn timeout. No idea. We have no idea. Called a timeout, proceeded to then kick the field goal. Let time. Ravens come down the field, score their first touchdown of the game with 22 seconds left on the clock. And they had no timeouts left. Guess who wouldn't have had 22 seconds on the clock to score a touchdown, Terrell, if they had just not called a timeout and let 35 seconds roll off the clock after the play. You know, if you're going to call a run play, make them burn a timeout. They have 2 timeouts left, or let it get to a minute. You're not worried with 3 timeouts inside a field goal range. You know, if you pick up a first down, you still have timeouts to call to try and score a touchdown. It was the most mind-melting thing I think I've ever seen in my life. And I know Zim's a horrible game manager. I mean, we saw it on Sunday night calling back-to-back timeouts to get the penalty. Like, for fuck's sake, he has no idea what he's doing. But that just was beyond insane. My head melted. I'm like, they're gonna score a touchdown now. Baltimore is going to get the ball with enough time to score a touchdown. What are you doing?
That's really bad.
We need timeout guys. I'm a proponent of the timeout guy.
I think every coach should put that in there in their pitch when they become a head coach. Like, listen, I'm going to hire a timeout guy.
We're patenting this idea, Terrell. We're going to form a union with the NFL coaches union, whoever we got to get, and we're going to have you're going to have to pass a test. We're going to give you questions. You got to get certified by us, the timeout people. I don't know what we're going to call it.
Your timeout, you're the clock management timeout. Do you handle instant replays too? Are you?
No, because somebody up in the booth's got to look at that.
Oh, you were the coach downstairs.
I want a timeout guy next to the coach to tell the coach we're not taking this damn timeout. Like
No. Like ref, no, we're good. Like you know how I get.
Like, no, we're not taking this timeout.
Like essentially, you gotta treat her like a drunk person at a bar who's
Yeah.
getting like another drink. Like no. They're good right now. We'll come back and if we need another one, okay?
Yes. You gotta babysit them. No, we're not taking this timeout. We're saving them for our D. We need to get the ball back. We gotta save them.
And then they call a timeout, and you're behind them. Like, yeah, they can have that one. We're good. We've taken our 30 minutes and water. We're good. We can get the next drink. Yeah, that's exactly it.
Oh, this is a foolproof idea. I think we've just solved the NFL coaching issues for everybody. Timeout guy.
I think we should start sending letters and see who bites.
Do you send to colleges first? Because I feel like colleges would be the first ones.
Yeah,
to bite.
actually, yeah, I think college would be first in the bite. But listen, but how do we approach them? Because we can't come at them like, listen, I've been watching your games. You're kind of a dumbass with the timeouts here. Let me help you. You got to be like, listen, I've been thinking this couple things. I think I could help you, and this is how I could help.
You hit up coach. You'd be like, hey, coach, you have a lot on your plate as the head coach. There's so much to manage in a game. And one of those things that you don't need to worry about is clock management and timeout situations. We have a certified course for you to run for our trained employees that are masterminds in play clock, timing math. They can do quick math. You got to be able to do, how much time you're going to have left if they run 3 plays.
Chart.
Yes. Oh, the chart. There you go.
Yeah, the chart.
And the optimal timeouts. Do we need the defense to get them? We got a whole system, coach. And we think it'd be pertinent for you to employ this method moving forward.
Like essentially, what we really need to do is do the analytics on. Hey, you know what? The 5
yards
delay of game is probably not going to kill you as much as you really think so.
It really is.
You don't need to run 60 yards to call this timeout for this 5-yard delay game.
Especially if everybody is now going for it on 4th down. And this is why defensive coaching is dead. Defensive head coaching, dead. Because they play for 3rd downs. They play 1950s football, and they say, we stopped them. So, Minnesota, perfect, go back to the Vikings. We had a 3rd and 15 against Baltimore. We let them get 12 at around midfield, so it was 4th and 3, and they're like, we're going for this. Yes, easy, going for it. Pick up a 1st down. It's so... Defensive coaches play to stop you short for 3 downs, and teams will just say, we'll take the 4th down now.
Throwing up the fist anymore it means nothing.
My favorite is when they throw up the fist after you get the stop on 4th down. They throw up the fist like it's 4th down again. The guys haven't learned to point the arrow. Fletcher Cox did do a great arrow point when they stopped Herbert short of the end zone, or they stopped somebody short of the end zone this weekend. Fletcher Cox was behind the play and did a Cam Newton pose and pointed the 1st down the other way. It was very very nice. It was very sexy for a big man to be doing something like that.
Trust me, I learned all about everybody going 4th down the first week. The Browns were just no matter what, they're 4th and 5 from our own 35. We'll go for it. And sure enough, they got it. I was like, this is going to be a long season because everybody's going to go for it in a 4th down, which I feel like it should have been the case at all times. Think about it. It's super simple math. You get 3 yards per carry on every down, and you treat every down the same.
You're picking up a 1st down. Yep. It is that simple.
Yeah, I don't think you get. We all know you don't get 3 yards per.
There are certain honestly, it almost feels like 3rd and medium is a lot better than 3rd and short. Also, if you can get into 3rd or 4th, 4th and 1 is not as good as a 4th and 3.
Well, yeah, because the 4th and 1 is everyone just goes to the QB sneak, the
run,
the run, and then you can kind of sell out. Because you can sell out for the 4th and 1. The 4th and 3 is oh crap, they got guys flying the left.
Especially if you come out in the gun, you don't. Yeah. You can still power. We can run a power over right here and still pick up the 3 yards.
Playing Lamar is going on 4th down. It's this isn't fair. Honestly.
It's automatic. Yes, it's automatic.
Yes. Because it's they're blocking 10 on 10, and then my one guy's going to shoot through the gap. And
then you boot. And if you want to, you run boot.
Okay, yeah, once we're in boot, and the odds of us getting them down in open space are just damn near impossible.
They did actually a pretty good job. I can't complain
Yeah.
about what they did against
Yeah.
Lamar. He ran for 1,000,000. He ran for 120 yards, but they were at 4 yards a pop, not at 20. So
Yeah.
can't complain about that. But yeah, everybody should go for it on fourth down. Fourth down is the move right now. If you have a good offensive play calling, like I say the same thing with the Cardinals. And I will have to admit, I might have to pull back my Cliff Kingsbury take.
Here we go.
Might have to
Here we
pull
go.
back a little bit on them. That was a very nice
doing
win. It was a very nice
You
win
can't
on
see
Sunday.
it, but I'm doing a happy dance right now.
It was a very nice win on Sunday.
Yeah.
With Colt McCoy. Called a very good game, broke out the trick plays. Goddamn lost Chase Edmonds. My fantasy luck has been cancer with injuries. I lost Henry and Edmonds back-to-back weeks, so that's been great.
That's
First place, no more. Rip.
you're gonna have to sell the farm to.
I don't have the farm to sell. Nobody but bit on Kirk Cousins, and that Cowboys game tanked his sale value. So, it's unfortunate. It's very unfortunate. Life's tough in that league. In my other league, it's even worse, which, I mean, I lost my first 3 picks were McCaffrey, Chris Carson, and Calvin Ridley. Those are my first 3 picks, so Calvin Ridley's head.
Oh my god, is he gonna come back at all this year?
No, I don't know. He's a head ass for that one. What is he doing? Oh, focus life. Just play goddamn football. Goddamn.
Yeah, Chris Carson's a tough one too.
I should have known better. Oh, everybody's always hurt in Seattle. But here they come. Russ is back. Russ is going to cook. We're going to make a playoff push.
Gonna get OBJ. I don't understand like the reports like, oh, like I want to go to the contender, but yeah, I want to go to Seattle. What?
Yeah, I don't.
What?
They're on the outside looking in right now.
I mean, they definitely have a chance at NFC.
The division is so damn tough is the problem.
It is. It is tough. It is very tough.
I guess maybe the Rams look human against. We knew that. Hold up. I also getting a little. Matt was getting on my, on my neck about my Matt Stafford take, and Matt Padford, baby, in primetime, big spot against a down Titans team, looked like dog water.
Those 2 back-to-back plays are tough for him.
I understand he's not trying to take the safety, but you gotta kind of risk taking the safety. You might get a favorable call. You might, who knows?
Well, yeah. I don't know. That's like I've seen like 5 quarterbacks do that. 5 good quarterbacks, and Carson Wentz.
Carson Wentz did it the week before. The Titans back-to-back weeks had that play happen for them.
But Mahomes has done the same thing. I've watched another quarterback just really fling them. Like they act like they're in high school or like Pee-wee. They just like chucking the ball away. Like it's gonna just magically fall to like
the ground. It's gonna hit the ground somewhere where there's a receiver.
No, this thing is getting picked off, man.
We're going for
trying to do. Yeah, what are you trying to do? I don't know what's happening right now. Dude, you guys just. Yeah, I know that in the referee in the game was like, if he just goes down right here, that man is not just going down right there. He is getting yanked through the back of the end zone.
Yeah. Oh. Yes.
Yeah.
He's
not just going down. Do you see the 250-pound man hanging on to him?
Hey, they might call a penalty. Hey, we might get a roughing. We've seen the officials; they're all over the goddamn place this year. Who the hell knows?
Yeah, right. They let Justin Fields get beat up today.
Hold up,
Jesus.
I did not think that was a roughing. The one where he turned around. That was a good no call.
Not that one. Yeah. No, that one was fine. He was giving himself up, but that was like a bang no good. But literally the next play, they like just.
Hey man, they don't give rookie quarterback. We know this is not a fair league. There's not equal protection under the law in this league. We know that. We've known this.
I think it's like any of those big quarterbacks who just
you breathe on Aaron Rodgers with his goddamn leather chin strap because we're about player safety. We're gonna let a man wear a chin strap from 1923 so his helmet flies off every time he gets hit. So we're gonna call a play. I mean, we saw the photo against the Cardinals.
Great. Also, is that not the luckiest team? I mean, they didn't get lucky this year. They almost did.
No, they're the luckiest
team. They're so
team.
lucky.
Thank you.
That Arizona thing, I was like, could they be any luckier? You got to be kidding me.
Like, so lucky.
Like, what are the odds that some random cornerback
AJ Green stops running the route and Kyler Murray throws a very mediocre ball that's allowed to get picked off. Like,
yeah, I was like, what are the odds? Like, they should have lost that game.
Of course, that's Green Bay every year. They suck. They're not good. They're dog shit. They're terrible. That nobody gets luckier than the Packers.
I wouldn't say dog.
No, they're bad. Terrell, they're bad. They just get lucky. They're not good.
When did them and the Vikings play for the first time?
I don't know. Soon, 2 weeks I think. We're at the Chargers this week. It's We got them and the Bears twice to end this late in the season, so that's always fun.
Do you know?
What?
Who's on bye this week?
I do not know. All I know is our schedule is cancer. We really pissed off somebody in the NFL office to get the schedule we got. So
Was it week 10? Bye week's week 10.
Yeah. Who was in the bye? Probably somebody important for fantasy.
The Bengals are in bye. Bears, Bengals, Giants, Texans. Actually, no, we'll be all right.
All right, yeah, everyone gonna be all right on that one. We're not missing anything for that one. Ooh.
We're gonna be okay. I mean, Jamar Chase is gonna hurt, but I'll be okay. I'll figure it out.
It'll be fine. Chiefs Raiders Sunday night. Look at that, fun.
Yeah, I'm gonna get embarrassed again on primetime.
No. That's not great. The Raiders did have a little flat game. It's not great. I play the Pack in 2 weeks, so there's that. Yeah, that's the luckiest damn team in the world. And, I mean, shit, they almost did it to y'all.
Yeah. I mean, we deserve to lose. If we lost the game, I wouldn't have been upset. I would have figured it would be okay, sure.
Hey, Dirty Dan.
Dirty Dan. Oh, my gosh. He's so bad.
He's bad.
So bad.
That's tough.
I don't know how he's like the dudes who whoever he's in front of must be really bad. Or you just might just know the defense and it's just all good.
Yeah, it's bad. How's Mike Hughes been for y'all?
It's been fine. Mike Hughes has been fine.
I'm glad we traded him. Good. We didn't need him. God, we didn't need him. We got fucking Chris Boyd running out there from Texas. Can't cover a goddamn soul. Brashad Boolin's made of glass. He's hurt every time. My man gets a holding penalty or is hurt. He's more likely hurt. It's bad. It's bad.
I don't know if did Melvin Ingram play this week? I guess not.
I don't know. I don't know if any of the trade guys played this week. I think they all kind of sat out. I know Vaughn sat, so that would make sense.
But Vaughn had an injury though. That's why he sat.
Yeah, but it is also one of those. You know, you said got Adrian played. Adrian had they threw Adrian right in there, right into the fire.
Yeah.
Didn't play. He looked good. He looked okay.
Oh, he did play away. He did play. Is he wearing 24?
I don't know.
What the hell?
Are you on the numbers bandwagon like me? Like I'm sick and tired of these damn numbers. I can't tell.
I like the numbers.
Hold on.
I like the numbers.
The Cardinals' backfield is the most annoying shit I've ever seen. James Conner wears 6. Chase Edmonds wears 3.
It was 2.
2, whatever. Kyler Murray wears 1. You can't tell any of them a damn part when they're running with the ball. They're all the same height. They're all 5'4".
It is great. It is great.
It isn't Rondell Moore like number 4 too, and he lines up in the backfield.
Yeah, Rondell Moore's 4,
and he lines up in the backfield.
He lines in the backfield too.
I'm okay with Hop's double digit. That's fine. 10 is fine.
Yeah.
I can't stand these running backs both having the same single digit number. I can't tell the difference. It's the worst.
Not many running backs changed. Edmonds, Counter did. Most of the
Cook Dalvin's changing next year.
Is he changing next year?
He's going back to 6. Yeah, he's going to 6 next year.
Dalvin Cook is?
Yep, going back to Florida State.
College?
Yeah, 6 at Florida State.
6?
Yep.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so
because this year you didn't get penalized for changing, right?
No, you did get penalized.
You did get penalized.
You don't get penalized if you let people know next year.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
So Jalen Ramsey just paid that shit, I guess.
So did DJ Moore.
Yeah, but he ain't paying a lot. Like
it's all based on how many jerseys you had.
Yeah, it's shit like that because they're greedy. I don't know how I feel about Jalen Ramsey's. I don't know. It's okay on the corner. It's fine. Him and AJ Brown, that was fun. That was that
was fun.
You want that smoke?
I don't really know what was really going on, but oh well. I'm not really get into it.
Yeah, that's fair.
They play once every blue moon. Who cares?
It's just I like my man. It's funny. What else? That feels like football. Any basketball shit you want to talk about?
Curry's off to a hot start, man.
Dude, they were free money. The Warriors were free money.
They didn't have Clay back yet.
I know. They're real. They're going to be a real problem. I know, but problem.
I bet they wish they would have traded that pick, though, for another guy, though. Maybe not. Maybe not.
Maybe not. I don't know. Somehow Philly's still in first place. I don't.
The Wizards are pretty good.
Okay. Did you hear Boston's trying to trade for Ben Simmons today?
No, they came back out and said that was not true.
Yeah, we're going to get Dame. I need Portland to keep going bad, and we're going to get Dame. It's that simple.
Yeah.
Portland's keep playing bad. They're gonna sell. They're gonna start selling off.
I'm off, my boy. I love Ben so much. I really do.
He's a bitch.
I mean, I wouldn't use that word, but yeah, he's something. He's definitely something.
He's a bitch. Okay,
Yeah,
you
he's
come
something.
out and do all. Team tries to do everything for you. You do the shit you pull, and then you pull the stunt. It's a mental health thing. Okay, let us help you. Here are the guys you be in contact with. Now he's like not even talking to anybody again. He won't let them help him with the mental health stuff. So they're just
No,
like,
I said. I think today they came out and said he was talking to them.
oh, now he is because they fined his ass $380K,
Yeah.
and they should.
But it's so funny. As soon as he gets fined, it's like, okay, I'll get right. It's like when your parents threaten to take something from you, you're like, okay, I'll get.
They're calling that bluff real quick. He is like, yeah, Ben, we ain't playing around. I love it. Dale Moore's doing a great job. He's not handling it with kid gloves, and he's not budging on his stance of we need an all-star. So that's
nice. Yeah, I like it. Russ has been horrible.
The Lakers are bad. They're really bad.
I mean, they haven't had LeBron half the time, but Russ is bad.
He's,
I told you this. I don't think we actually talked about this because I wasn't around when they made the trade. I didn't like it at the time.
They did just beat the Hornets tonight, though, in overtime.
Yeah, I saw that. I saw they beat the Hornets in overtime. But I didn't like the Russ trade when it happened. I don't like it now. It's just like he doesn't fit what they do. They much of were way better off with Buddy Hield and somebody else. I just don't get it.
I thought the idea was that Russ can win you Tuesday night games when you rest Braun and AD.
Yeah, that is the thought. But if he's shooting 5 for 15, he ain't gonna win you any Tuesday night.
This is not wrong. It's not at all. But we see how quick Slasher is a dead breed in the NBA. You can't. AI fell off a table because when you live on your athleticism is the first thing to go, and you can't get to the hoop like you used to. And if you can't shoot behind that, your career will end very quickly.
I mean, he's still doing Russ things. He had 17, 12, and 14, but like, dude, he had 7 turnovers too. So I mean, like, but 5 for 15 is so bad.
Hey man, they also shouldn't have let Caruso go. I told you, hey man, my man Caruso coming for that Lonzo Ball spot.
He's not. Lonzo's balling right now.
They're playing the same amount of minutes though. That's the funny thing.
Well, they're playing them together though. That's the thing.
Elite. They're going for that long wing defense right there.
I know. I like it. I mean, the Bulls look good. They beat the Nets tonight.
Yeah, the Nets are trained. I called this one. James Harden can't play if he ain't getting these bullshit foul calls. He's mediocre as fuck. Mid-tier. Yeah. He's gonna learn. He's mid.
He's just not liking those calls he's not getting.
Because they're fake ass calls. We all knew they were fake ass calls he was getting. My man flops harder than anybody.
For sure.
Jumps into people was bad. But yeah, the Bulls do look good. Sixers beat them twice though. So
yeah, I mean they look good. They've spreading the ball around. You see Caruso's girl? You see her on the gram?
No, she fine.
Oh man, you gotta check that one out.
Oh, I might have to check that out then.
You definitely have to check that one out.
All right, let's do quick in-piece check just live so people can see my reaction. Oh, yikes!
Yeah, man.
She bad.
Yeah, it's not the girl from College Station.
No, he's doing a lot. My man. Money does some things, man. I'll tell you that much. Money, it's just a different tier right there.
Yep.
It's just a different tier. Oh, that must
be nice.
It must be nice. All right, I think that's gonna do it. I think we've run out of shit to talk about, at least for this time. It was fun. Yeah. It was good to have.
I'm glad to come. Maybe I'll wait another what is that 3-6 months to come back.
No, we can't be waiting that long. Way too much shit happens that we don't talk about. And
I mean, this is a good time for me. You catch me in the offseason. I am a baseball guy now. Yeah. I just want to let you know that.
Hey, baseball awards coming out. Baseball free agency coming.
Baseball. So, look, a lot of things happening. Excited. Hopefully Scott Service wins the AL Manager of the Year. Probably won't. He deserves it, though. I mean, the Astros are probably going to be good regardless of who their manager are. I do like Dusty Baker, but Mariners made lots of strides this year.
We almost made the playoffs at one point in time.
Yeah, almost made the playoffs at one point in time. It was a great, exciting time. I think the offseason for the Mariners is going to be super exciting. I believe they're going to. The word is they're going to be willing to spend lots of cash. That's unlike something they've never done. I'm pretty sure that's why John Stanton was like, "Hey, let's get Griffey on board to spend some of his cash too."
I like it. There's gonna be some cash spent. There's quite a few big names out there. They're gonna draw in quite a chunk of change.
You guys gonna keep Rizzo?
I don't know. Rizzo or Freeman. I love me some Freddie Freeman. I'll tell you that much.
Oh, is he peacing out for sure?
His Instagram post sure as hell seemed like it. I heard the Yankees might spend $1 billion in this offseason. They might hand out $1 billion in contracts.
Really?
They're going to sign Correa or Seager to play shortstop. They need a catcher. They might sign Lorenzo Cain to play center field. Or not Lorenzo Cain, Starling Marte to play center field. They're dropping bank, I heard.
Marte is in with the Rangers right now?
The Athletics. He was on
Athletics.
the Marlins, yeah. And then they're going to sign a first baseman. They're going to sign Rizzo or Freeman. So, spend $1 billion, the Yankees. Good.
Astros really about to let Carlos Correa walk?
They offered him a 5-year, $160 million deal. Hilarious. He's going to get he's going to get a $300 million deal.
So he's not coming back, though.
No, he's not coming back. He said farewell to the fans. Everybody's trying to wash the stink of that World Series off.
Fair enough. Supposing the Mariners try to get Marcus Semien. So
that's there you go. That's a good
second base.
I'm about that. I'm all for that. Get him out of Toronto. I don't need to see him anymore.
So we'll see. It'll be exciting. Maybe we'll come back. Well, the thing is, we're gonna run into the union deal, so we're not gonna be able to really get into the free agency.
That's true. Well, it's supposed to start this week. I mean, it was supposed to start technically.
Well, free agency has already started, but I don't know if is winter meetings now? Is that what that winter meeting deal is?
Yes. Or I think that's when they started. I think they started now. I don't know when the winter.
So the GMs are having their meeting in San Diego's right now. Is that winter meetings?
Yes.
Okay. So that's I don't know why they call it winter meetings in the fall.
I mean, it's the winter. It's December. Oh no, it's December. It's December 5th through the 9th.
So how's winter meetings 5th through the 9th if they're going to be in labor?
I don't know.
Can they still sign contracts and stuff like that, or no?
I have no idea what is going on with that. Maybe, probably. I don't think they're gonna. Yeah, because they're not going to put any.
They can't because once the labor deal is up, they can't. Teams can't talk to players.
They're not going to.
So no, they can't.
They're not going to. But they're not going to put whatchamacallit up. They're not going to put a cap in or anything. So.
Okay, we'll see.
This is just general manager meetings in Carlsbad, California. They're not even in San Diego. God, Terrell. Jeez, Terrell. Get your shit right.
Someone told me he was going to be in San Diego, and I was like, okay, cool.
Close enough, probably. Yeah, winter meetings in Orlando. So, yeah.
Well, what you need to do here, what you need to do here is you need to start getting us some inside scoop here. You need to turn it you got to think good thing on this podcast here, but. How about you take it where you can start getting some credentials, some press credentials.
Need some freebies and get out there.
Get out there, and then you can get the inside scoop and all this stuff.
Here's an inside scoop. We're gonna add a DH to the NL. There's an inside scoop for you on baseball right there.
Is that true?
Oh yeah, that's happening. There's no way that's not. There's no way they're not adding a DH to the NL. It's about time. Finally,
as they should.
Finally, thank God. It's
all right. I'll come back. Talk
couple
baseball
weeks.
Free agency, maybe couple weeks.
Couple weeks. We got football stuff to talk about still too.
We got football stuff to talk about.
It's crunch time. It's November.
Hopefully maybe we'll follow up and chaos happens. We'll maybe do a live one in
Georgia. Live from the Georgia Dome.
All right.
I love it. It was good talking to you, bud.
You too.
All right.